So there's Bart's eating more pizza off air. Great.
I didn't know we were coming back so soon.
Yeah. It's not like you had the producer saying, hey, we're coming back.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah. I know, of course you weren't listening. Why would you listen? Welcome back, Condors Unleashed. Ryan Holt, Kevin Bartle, joined by Condors assistant coach Tony Borgford here for our Coach's Corner. The Condors getting set for 3 games on the road. Ontario on Wednesday, and then Friday and Saturday in Texas. But we have a picture to put up of Tony Borgford. Look at
there he is.
Yeah, there he is. How, Tony? How much fun was that for you? Obviously all the coaches, but for yourself, just to get out there with some of the greatest players to ever play in this game, and yourself.
Focus and concentration there.
Totally.
I mean, look at that. That's as focused as it gets right there.
Yeah. You look like you're looking for someone to hit.
I probably was. I think she was gonna get it there. No, it was a great experience. It was a lot of fun. For me, a lot of those guys out on the ice were people that I looked up to as a kid. So Rob Blake being there, Glenn Anderson. Wayne was around. He was always chirping at everybody, so that was funny. And then Kevin Lowe being around, Mac T, Kelly Buckberger. The list goes on and on. Dave Semenko, you can't leave him out. So
Danny Gear just randomly showed up. He's
Danny
like,
Gear.
"Hey, I'd like to show up."
Danny Gear was great. For you guys, you're on the ice all the time, and you're around the team all the time, and you're around the game all the time. But something different to actually get to put a jersey on and get out there and play.
Well, for me, it's probably been close to 20 years since I played in a competitive environment like that, where you're have fans in front of you and you're people are watching you, and you actually have to put on a decent show. So it was good. I had the nerves going again and everything, just like when I was a kid.
Condors also the next night. We have the highlights from the game, but certainly a special night to play outdoors. Certainly the weather didn't cooperate in the second period, but you guys muscled through it and found a way to win that game. Just how special was it for the team to go through something like that and come out the other end with such a big victory?
Well, we're trying to build up a bit of a resilience here this year, and that game is kind of personifies what we're looking for as a team this year. We had a lot of things we were battling against, a lot of weather that we were dealing with, and then we get down in the game, and it ended up being our first come-from-behind victory of the season. And I think that that game kind of goes hand in hand with what we're trying to instill in the guys is a resilience and perseverance, and trying to battle through tough circumstances. This is a test, and the American League is a test, and you have to battle through. There's a lot of things throughout the season that aren't easy that you have to battle through and grind through, and a lot of it's a test to see what you're made of and what the metal is within the room.
This whole season's been like a test. I feel like you haven't had the same lineup for more than 3 games in a row. And you always go into every season. Look, that's the American Hockey League. You're going to have rotating rosters, rotating personnel, but it really has been a challenge this year. Just no consistency.
Well, you get feeling good about yourself. You have a couple good games in a row. You get on a bit of a run, and then there might be a stretch of injuries on our team, a stretch of injuries up top with Edmonton, and that's the thing. That's what we deal with. That's what we're here for, and ultimately, we're trying to build that type of resilience where it doesn't matter who's in the lineup from night to night. We just get the same effort, the same work ethic. Everybody puts their work boots on, and just does what they have to try and claw and scratch and get a win from night to night.
6 games now with 4th overall draft pick Jesse Puljujärvi down here in Bakersfield. Obviously, 18 years old, still very young, the second youngest player to ever play in the American Hockey League. But I've noticed him a lot, especially on the power play, and I don't think it's any secret that the Condors power play has picked it up here over the last couple of games, 7 for their last 17 on the power play, and he's been a big part of that up a man.
Well, yes, he's a big, power forward, but very, very skilled. He can make plays that a lot of guys can't make, and then he's got a very good shot as well to boot. So, he's been a big part of the success of our power play here in the last number of games, and I think he's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable out there. I think the first couple games was a bit of a feeling out process and trying to get everything kind of going here at the American League level. But, he's starting to play some big minutes for us. He's playing in key situations for us. And, not only can he make plays, but we're starting to see some improvement in his play away from the puck too, because that's one of the things that, every young player that comes into, pro hockey has to learn the game away from the puck. And he definitely has the skill with the puck, and he's starting to figure it out away from the puck as well.
I mean, can you imagine being him right now? I mean, 18 years old. He's never been over here. He doesn't speak the language well. His mom can't cook him any food. I mean, it's got to be a heck of an adjustment for him.
We talk about it like our staff, and we're like, remember what you were doing when you were 18?
Exactly.
It's like, that's a long time ago. And,
exactly.
a lot of probably not so smart moves ago. We none of us were the brightest guys in the world, but at the end,
can you imagine a camera on you all the time?
All the time.
Yeah, you're under the microscope, and everybody's watching. Everybody's watching every move, especially when you're at the NHL level. Here, you have a little bit more, room to grow, and not as much of a microscope on you as you have at the NHL level. But this is a good experience for him, I think, to be able to play big minutes, get up to speed, and then hopefully, depending on what they decide they want to do with him, maybe at some point call him back up for their stretch run. He's a big kid. He's going to be in the organization for a long time, and we're happy to get an opportunity to work with him.
Condors assistant coach Tony Borgford, our guest here on Condors Unleashed. The Condors getting set for Ontario Wednesday, and then 2 in Texas now on Friday and Saturday. It's the 7-game road trip. It's a big stretch for this Condors team here as we head into the All-Star break. But you look at the Condors play on the road, certainly hasn't been where this team has wanted to be, especially when the team has been at home and so good at home. But certainly, I thought a good weekend in Stockton, getting the split against Stockton. You come back on Saturday. But I thought overall the team played pretty well in those 2 games.
Well, if you look at our overall road record, we're not happy with the results and where the record's at, but a lot of those games are a little bit misleading. Like, we've had some really good efforts that have come up just short, either in regulation or in overtime shootout. So if we come out of a game where we've outchanced and outshot a team, and we've had a lot of really good looks at the net, we feel like we should have an opportunity to win that game, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. And we found like we stuck with it the other night in Stockton. We felt like we had a good effort the first night, and then on Saturday night we stuck with it. We battled through a little bit of adversity there. We got down in the game when we had an early lead, but we came back and had a really strong third period. But in between periods, there was no magic formula. We knew we were playing well. We knew we were moving our feet. We were getting a lot of good looks at the net, but then it was just stick with it, and we got some opportunities, and we capitalized when we needed to. So that's hopefully the theme that we're looking to continue here going forward, is to try and get some more consistent efforts, on scoring some goals on the road, and keep playing tight. We're not giving up a ton of shots on the road, so we're looking to try and make some hay here in the second half of the season.
Joey Lalege gets 2 goals in the game on Saturday. Can we talk about this guy for a little bit? Is he ever going to move back? He looks so natural as a forward, honestly.
Well, that's a credit to him. He's a smart player, and he's very skilled, and he can play at basically any position we give him right now. And so he's really taken to the forward position nicely. We put him there for a stretch last year, and when everybody got healthy and stuff, we moved him back to defense. And then this year, when we looked at our situation and looked at trying to generate some more offense and try and score some goals from up front, his name popped up, and we were able to move him up there. And to a credit to him, he's been really good, and he's been very very solid, and he's had no issues making the move up there. And he tells us all the time that he's happy to do whatever we need him to do, whether it's up front on he still plays the back end on the power play, but he's happy to chip in wherever he can be effective, and right now he's been really effective up front for us.
We have him on the show today, so we always like to talk about our player guests. But David Musil, quiet, unassuming, just goes about his business back there on the blue line, and I don't think gets enough credit that he deserves just because he is quiet and unassuming and isn't going to be a big offensive guy, but he's been steady back there and a guy been able to keep in the lineup pretty much regularly here over the last 3 seasons, dating all the way back to OKC.
Right. Our coaching staff has had the ability to work with him here for the last 3 years, and like one of the biggest things with him is he's just a low maintenance guy, comes to work every day. One of the first ones on the ice, one of the last ones off the ice every day. During games, he battles hard. He's a warrior out there. He's a hard worker. Battles in all situations. Big on the penalty kill for us, and he's right up there in our defense scoring this year too. He might be leading our team in scoring on the back end. So I mean, credit to him. He's a pretty useful player for us, and we like him. He's just a low maintenance guy that comes to work every day, and we look for big things from him down the stretch.
Low maintenance is always good.
Yeah.
You never want to be high maintenance.
Hey, you know who's not low maintenance? I heard number 26 for Team Gretzky was really high maintenance.
I tried to be low maintenance.
He was looking for more shifts.
Yeah,
they weren't double shifts.
They weren't able to get me the ice time I was looking for, but we made the best of it.
We just have a couple of minutes here, but the AHL All-Star game coming up next week. Last year, Brad Hunt, Laurent Brossoit, the Condors representatives in the All-Star game. LB picks up his first NHL win this year. Brad Hunt's in the NHL now with the Nashville Predators. This year, it's Taylor Beck, and I mean, he went away for about a month up in Edmonton, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks up in Edmonton. Kind of slipped down in the scoring, down to about 10th or 11th, and we thought, oh, well, if he never comes back, that's fine. Or if he comes back, it's still a good year. He's still having a good year. He comes back for a week, and he's back up to third. I mean, he's been everything and more for this Condors team.
Well, he had a great start for us this season, and then, luckily, he was able to get an opportunity to go up and, play some games up top, and got a little bit of a stint, a little bit of a look with Edmonton there, which, was very deserving for him having the start that he had. And then he's come back and he hasn't missed a beat. He's just been on fire here. We've been trying to, get him in situations where he can generate some offense, and he's been great. He's been really good for us, and I'm really happy that he was picked for the All-Star game. He's very deserving of it, and I'm sure that he'll represent Condors Town very well there.
He's got the tough travel, though. I mean, he's got to go all the way to Philly and then all the way back. But, I mean, with all the up and downs this year that he's used to it. He's used to it.
He's going to go put on a show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's life in the American League. You deal with the travel. That's part of it.
Which skill do you want to see him in? We have no idea what skill he's going to be in. I mean, do we think he'd be best in the accuracy shooting, the relay race, the hardest shot?
I'd say accuracy shooting. His accuracy is pretty darn good, and then they pretty much pick and choose, but I think that his accuracy is probably going to be on display there at the All-Star.
It's great too. You got to play 3-on-3 the entire time.
I mean,
perfect 3-on-3, 4-on-4. There's going to be a lot of open ice there.
Yeah,
we'll get to see some wheeling and dealing, I'm sure.
And again, the AHL All-Star Classic is coming up on Monday at 4:00. You can check it out on the NHL Network, AHLLive.com, or if you're one of the lucky ones that has CSN California, you can check it out there as well, too. But we'll have plenty of pictures and highlights. Chris, are we all done with this segment? Are we done? We're all done with the segment. I mean, he gave me no update.
I know. I kept waiting for him to yell at you.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to yell at me. But
you're high maintenance.
Yeah, Tony, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much
guys.
for coming on.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
Condors assistant coach Tony Borgford. When we come back, David Musil will join us live from the Bakersfield, California. You're watching Condors Unleashed, Bakersfield.com and My45.